could be a bull in there.
We've got a good herd of eland up here. We haven't gotten a good look at them, but we think there might be a good bull in there, so we're gonna get a little closer and check them out.
We've spotted these eland quite a ways off, and we've maneuvered so that we could get close.
It's right at the water there, you see him? Yeah. We don't have a clearing. Let's try and cut around like that and see if we can get it open, okay?
When we got into about 150 yards in from them, and we saw them through the brush, we spotted him, but he just wouldn't come into that lane and give us that opportunity for Dean to put that shot on him. Yeah, we just couldn't get that clear shot. We're standing chatting, and I look up, and this eland just steps out into the open. There's a bull standing right there. Come. 290 yards away, just right there, looking right at us. He looks like a good bull. He's a very good bull. You can see the difference between him and the one on the right. He's much bigger.
Is this one we want to take if we get a shot at him?
We definitely want to take this one if we can get a shot.
This one coming out looks like a really good bull.
Yeah, and he's got a bit of tuft on him. He's still a young bull. These are younger bulls. They just walked out and they were broadside, presenting themselves for the perfect shot, but he would not give us that opportunity.
You know, it's so hard to lay off the trigger sometimes in situations like that. It's just an animal, a trophy of a lifetime is there, staring you down, and you can't help it. Your heart's pumping, but you've got to relax and make the right choice and make the right decision as a hunter.
Well, hunting as the way it goes, he just turned and walked into the brush. I'd like to say that's the first time that's ever happened, but in 25 years' time, you learn that's how it goes.
And it's not going to be the last.
Definitely not. So let's go try again.
The eland are really doing a number on the hunters this morning. There's not many places on the planet that you can have this kind of experience, is see all these animals, not pull the trigger, and really just have a blast.
Vast and varied, Namibia is an ancient country of magnificent beauty. Located on the west coast of Africa, this sparsely populated and largely unspoiled wonderland is home to a diverse array of wildlife, and it's captured the imagination of Swarovski Optic North America's Dean Capuano.
Namibia really is an amazing place. John filled me in, it's about the size of Texas, but the big thing, it's got less than 2 million people, which makes for just some huge landscapes and huge areas of lands where you just feel like you're the only person on Earth.
Dean's hunting with P.H. John Wambach, who has mastered Namibia's many types of terrain, ranging from the severe skeleton coast to the high central plateau, from the blazing Kalahari Desert to the fascinating Bushveld.
It's really cool to see the different landscapes and get to hunt all these different areas, and it's certainly challenging, that's for sure. But then we came up on a nice water hole. We figured we'd walk in and see what was going on in there, and then we came upon about 8 or 9 really young calves, and
they got a lot of growing to do. Yeah, nothing here for us.
I have never been more humiliated by animals than we are this morning. The score is Eland 28, hunters 0. When I'm hunting here in Africa, it is very important with all the different species to use the correct caliber. This week, I'm using the 375 H&H. Got full faith in the HS Precision, but you never know with the airlines nowadays. Way low. It's a good thing you shoot these guns. And this is a caliber I don't typically shoot too often, so I spent as much time at the range leading up to this hunt as I possibly could. She's right on. Ready to go to Africa. She's shooting pretty good. My F-150, it's sure nice to have these outboard mounted rear shocks. It really makes the ride a lot smoother on the way back to town. Especially after shooting that 375, my shoulder's killing me.
Dean's quest for this southern subspecies, the Cape Eland, has been a bumpy one so far, as several of these savvy beasts have slipped in and out on the hunters without a shot being fired. Safari Club International describes a trophy male as standing nearly 6 feet at the shoulder and weighing up to 1,500 pounds. And a Gold Award bull will score over 93 inches for its impressive set of spiraled horns featuring bases of up to 12 inches in circumference.
And I'm a huge believer in karma, and I feel like I've been a good guy lately, so I'm hoping that something really good was about to happen.
This looks like a big bull. Yep, you're right. That is a really nice eland.
We've got about 15 eland up on this hill. We're just letting them feed over the ridge. There's a couple of good bulls, but there's one really big bull with them. But the problem is there's a lot of eyeballs up there. So it's a lot different than yesterday's hunt. This country down here is a little more open. It gives you an advantage because you can see them further, but there's just not a lot of cover for us to hide.
Works both ways.
Never easy.
Never easy.
There were a couple occasions on these stalks, I mean, I just couldn't wait to get on the sticks. Now you're within a couple hundred yards and we knew there was a really good bull in this herd.
Something's running.
There goes the zebra.
Eland are looking over there too.
Yeah, there goes the zebra again.
Yeah, they don't like something over in here.
Yeah.
The bad news is they're spooked.
Yeah.
The good news is it wasn't us that spooked them.
That's true, luckily. You know, there is cheetah, there is leopard. So it's possible that, you know, there might be other predators outside, not just us.
Yeah.
Well, what's that Eland score now?
Eland 56, Hunter 0. Well, I've been one of those things the last few hours. We kept saying to John, you know, what are we doing wrong? Are we making too much noise? Are we, you know, not using the wind right? And he just kept saying, no, we're not doing anything wrong. And him and I were in mid-conversation. All of a sudden, we saw these eland up on the hill. And
okay, we've got a good position here.
it took one look from him through the binoculars, and he had that look in his face like, this is our opportunity.
They're over 300 yards from here, so we're going to have to go down.
Okay.
We're going to have to do some leopard crawling here. You're up to it?
Yeah.
This meant, of course, that we had to get down on our hands and knees and do what was necessary.
Are you good? Yeah, I'm good.
Let's go.
I take a lot of pride in being in shape for these hunts, but when you get on a belly crawl in Africa, it is a whole different world. And John, he's like a little jackrabbit. He's going up like the little forest nymph and trying to, get on this animal. And I'm just trying to maintain, trying to be quiet, trying to keep my excitement level to a certain point so I don't get nervous.
We're about at 249 here.
We get another 10 or 15 yards, maybe.
Okay, yeah, they don't know we're coming, so let's go.
So now he finally set up the sticks at 230 yards, and I started to get excited. I got on the sticks. It's the cow in front, and he's dead broadside.
Dead broadside. They don't even know we're here.
Okay. How far is he exactly?
We got 230 yards.
Okay. I couldn't help but think a little bit back to yesterday where I had that big eland staring at me straight in the face and passed on him. It was almost like karma came back around because this bull was standing there and he gave me an absolute perfect target.
Good to go. Good shot. Good shot, man.
He said good.
He's behind that tree. He's not coming out.
That felt good. That was a tough stalk.
Thank you. That was a good hunt.
What do you say we go check him out?
Let's go find him.
There are a lot of animals that I've hunted over the years, and they have a little bit of a ground shrinkage, and the eland is not one of those animals. That is a big, big animal. Certainly, a lot more challenging than I even thought, to be honest with you.
Well done. You got a great trophy. Well
Awesome.
done.
Thank you. One thing about an eland is once you harvest it, the work really begins. Well, it takes a village to raise a child, but I think it takes a village to move an eland. So the next thing you know, we've got what seemed like an entire village to come out and remove this eland, and it's just a really cool experience. These guys get as excited about the eland as we do. Hey John, no trick photography to make this thing look bigger.
You are right.
I just worry if the camera lens is big enough.
Yeah.